So what more do we know about the Adani Group, led by one of Asia's richest persons, that's billionaire Gautam Adani? Well, our India business correspondent, Archana Shukla, filled me in.
The Adani Group is one of the largest conglomerates from India. They have interests spanning from the infrastructure space, power generation and distribution, coal and gas mining and trading, as well as managing airports and ports. It is owned by Gautam Adani, the richest Asian. He's one of the most influential businessmen in India at the moment and is seen to have close ties with the India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And the company has been expanding in the last couple of years, also into green energy and managing airports.
What are some of the projects that it has outside of India?
Well, the biggest has been coal mining and trading, where they have interests span across Australia, where they have the Carmichael port in Australia, as well as in Indonesia, where they have coal mining. These are two of the bigger countries where they operate, where the Adani Group operates outside of India. But they are now expanding their base, also trying to get businesses in Vietnam. They are also trying to get, they've signed up a port deal in Israel, and they are planning their entry into the African continent with port projects that they've signed in Tanzania, and also the airport deal in Kenya.
We've also seen from all these projects that you've mentioned in different countries that the company has been riddled with some controversy. Why is that the case?
Well, the Adani Group, led by Gautam Adani, who has closer ties with Prime Minister Narendra Modi here in India, has often been a controversial figure, and the business has been surrounded by controversies. One of the biggest is that close ties with Prime Minister Narendra Modi has helped the company grow itself in terms of value, in terms of the businesses that they're doing. And, criticism is that Adani Group uses the close ties with the Indian government to get bigger projects, bigger infrastructure projects, and garner these key deals. One of the other big controversies for the company has been around, conflict of interest and also stock trading and insider trading in the stock markets.
And with all these controversies that you've mentioned, not only in India, but also in other countries, what's been the reaction?
Many of the allegations that have been raised by some of the big opposition, political opposition parties in India, and some of the critics and environmental groups, in fact, in the last few years have become, have been raked up quite a lot. It was one of the biggest issues during the general elections in May, in which Prime Minister Narendra Modi's party won with a slower and a shorter majority than they had anticipated. And the Adani Group and the allegations around that have been one of the biggest talk points by the opposition groups. But the government, as far as the Adani Group allegations are concerned, the Indian government, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has mostly stayed quiet and not responded directly to any of the allegations raised by the opposition parties. As far as the Kenyan airport deal is concerned, the company has stayed mum at the moment. They haven't responded to the queries sent by BBC as well. As far as the other allegations, especially those that were raised by the US-based short seller, the company has denied all the allegations in the last 1 year.
And if we look at this particular deal between the Adani Group and the Kenyan government, what does this deal mean for the group if it already has expanded in other different markets? It has already been able to tap into other different ventures such as green energy and the environment. What will this particular deal mean for the Adani Group?
Well, this deal seems strategic for Adani. Adani Group has made their plans very clear that they want to expand into the African continent and the African market. And East Africa is particularly a space where they want to expand their business in. So the Adani Group is looking to expand their business in Africa, also to rival some of the bigger infrastructure projects and the influence that China has.
Now, dozens of African parliamentarians